10 cheap fragrances that make your designer and niche bottles seem like a big waste of money. We're gonna get into this list of 10 fire fragrances, but before we do, ask yourself, is the like button wasting money? Is it wasting your money? Go ahead and give it a click and maybe you'll find out. Also, subscribe to the channel. Let's get into this list. So first up, a very interesting release from Rayon Tradition. This one is Insurrection 2 Emperor. Now, this one has been called a clone or an alternative to Mugler's Ultra Zest. I never smelled Ultra Zest, but I can tell you from the note breakdown that I've seen, I'm a little suspicious because to me, this one, although in the top it does have a beautiful orange vanilla, which is where I think the comparison comes from, once it begins to dry down, there is this oak mossy, very Aventus smelling accord that begins to come out. So to me, it almost seems like a blend of something like Ultra Zest with something like Creed Aventus. I'll tell you, it is extremely versatile. It smells amazing. Whenever I first got it out of the mailbox a year or two ago, whenever it came out, I sprayed it on, and first of all, I thought, wow, this smells amazing. Second of all, I thought, this fragrance is going to blow up. People are absolutely going to love it. And I don't know if too many people know about it, but you should check it out. Again, this is Insurrection 2 Emperor. This next one is a nuclear powerhouse. You could probably power your entire house and your RV with this one fragrance. I'm talking about from Lattafa. This is Teriyaki Intense. This is such a strong fragrance that after a shower, it may or may not come off of your skin. It's kind of like a Lattafa Camera style fragrance, but it's got a plum liqueur in the opening, which is very nice, and it is pretty powdery. It's like a powdery, sweet, spicy. There's some saffron. There's, I think, some vanilla and amber. A lot of sweetness. Again, a lot of similarities to Camera to me, but that plum liqueur is very cool in the opening, and then that powdery vibe does distinguish it quite a bit from Camera. But man, 12, 14 hours, 24, I don't know, but one of the strongest fragrances that I have, Teriyaki Intense. This next one did not get the love that it deserves. It is absolutely phenomenal. I think it just came out at a time whenever the market was a little flooded, which it kind of always is now. Talking about Lattafa's Assad Bourbon. This is a phenomenal fragrance. It's been compared to a bunch of things. It's got a little bit of similarities to Scandal Absolute from JPG, a little similarity to Stronger With You or one of the flankers, even a little similarity to Azzaro, the Most Wanted Intense EDP or whatever it was called, but it's really not exactly like any of them. It does have that plum in the opening, comparing it to Absolute. It does have that chestnut warmth and spice, comparing it to the other two, but it's really its own fragrance. It doesn't smell exactly like any of them, but if you like powerful, warm, spicy fragrances, another one that has great performance, it is legitimately an awesome fragrance, especially for fall and winter. Assad Bourbon. No bourbon in this one, by the way. A little bourbon vanilla, but that was pretty tricky from Lattafa. And the one I'm about to show you, every time I wear it, I think, why don't I wear this all the time? I love the DNA. I love things that smell like it, and it is done so well in this one right here. This is Kadlaj Shiaka Red. Now, this one is an alternative to Reflection Man. And what you basically get in this one is this wonderful ylang-ylang floral note. You get a good bit of powderiness coming from orris root or iris, and then you get some aromatic notes. So again, it smells a lot like Reflection Man. It even has been compared to, as did Reflection Man when it came out, almost like a niche twist on the original JPG Le Male. I would say that it's quite different than Le Male, but it is kind of a a sweet fragrance with some aromatics. And when Reflection Man came out, Le Male was probably the closest thing that was popular that had a similar breakdown. But it's so versatile. You can literally wear it all year round. If it's 100 degrees, I'd probably go with something different, but got just the right amount of sweetness, just the right amount of aromatics. It is excellent. The next one is one of the quintessential fall and winter fragrance DNAs. I mean, it captures the essence of what this time of year is all about. Talking about Fragrance World's Ace of Spades. This is an alternative to By the Fireplace by Maison Martin Margiela. And to me, this is the best dupe that I've tried. Now, I've only tried probably 3-4 different takes. Alexandria, Lattafa's got one that's been out forever. But this one is just right down the line. It's got just the right amount of woodiness, just the right amount of smokiness, just the right amount of that kind of marshmallow sweetness. It really does smell like you are roasting marshmallows over the fireplace, and to my nose, almost indistinguishable from the original DNA. I'm sure there's a quality difference, but they did a great job with this one, and we needed it because there wasn't an affordable By the Fireplace dupe that actually smelled a lot like it. Amir Al Oud Intense from Lattafa. Too oody and a little too sweet, too smoky, but this one is really right on the money. And next, another one that is an alternative to a different fragrance in the same line. I'm talking about Jazz Club. We haven't had a cheap, readily available Jazz Club clone that I'm aware of. Let me know in the chat if you know of one. But this is Fragrance World's Olfactory Music Fest. And it is a whole heck of a lot like Jazz Club. Now, I don't love Jazz Club. There's something in it that is a little too maybe dry for me or something like that. I love tobacco fragrances, and this one, they nailed the tobacco note. It's almost like that cigar kind of tobacco, a little bit of booziness, a little bit of smokiness, a little bit of sweetness. It smells a whole lot like the original, and even though it's not necessarily my favorite style of fragrance, even though I love tobacco fragrances, if you love the original, then you would probably love this one again, Olfactory Music Fest. Next is one that whenever I got it, I didn't know what it was supposed to be a clone of until I smelled what has now become one of my favorites of all time, thanks to one of you who recommended this DNA to me. I'm talking about Clive Christian Blonde Amber, and this one, although it's a twist, it smells a lot like Blonde Amber. I'm talking about Zara Spell Caramel. This fragrance is phenomenal. It's very strong, very good performance. Some people will complain about performance of Zara fragrances. Most of the ones I haven't had any problem with performance, but this one is that powerfully sweet, warm, gingery, spicy. You know, it's like a golden kind of royal kind of a fragrance. If you've seen the Clive Christian bottles, the ones that Blonde Amber and that line came in, they look like something that would be sitting next to a king's throne, and that's really what it smells like, a king who loves sweet and spicy fragrances. It's so very good, and although it doesn't have the texture or quality to the degree that the Clive Christian has, it's actually very good, and even on Fragrantica, it's the highest rated smells like fragrance, so I think it's what they were probably trying to clone. Next up is one of the best clones of La Nuit de l'Homme that you can get a hold of, and it looked like it had been discontinued for a while, and I saw bottles going for $100 on eBay, but last time I checked, and I will try to find links for all of these like I always do, it is available again, and you might want to grab it while you can. I'm talking about Ted Lapidus Poker Face. Now, I've got a bunch of things that smell like La Nuit de l'Homme now, so I haven't worn it that much, but I'm telling you, it is very close to La Nuit de l'Homme. If you like that warm cardamom, spicy ginger, you know, perfect date night fragrance, another one that's perfect for the fall, perfect for the winter, even the spring, in my opinion. It smells elegant. It smells not necessarily formal, but very put together. I think it is a masculine fragrance, even though it's got a lot of sweetness to it. Really good alternative to La Nuit de l'Homme, and very great price as well. Now the last two are freshies, and these are two that the longer I've had them, the more impressive they are. And this first one, I want to tell you, I liked it when I got it. The last few times I've worn it, it has legitimately blown me away. Talking about this one from Pandora Scents, that's a line of Paris Corner. This one is called Amorist. Is that what it's called? Yeah, Pandora Amorist. This is a Bulgari Aqua Amara alternative, and Aqua Amara means bitter waters. It's got like this kind of a seashore kind of a smell, which does give it almost like a seaweed kind of bitterness, but then it's also got this absolutely wonderful citrus, and the longer it has sat, the more sweet that citrus has got, the more dominant it's got, so it no longer smells just like the smell of the ocean, which was interesting and a little too niche for most people. It now smells like awesome, sweet orange, sweet citrus with that wonderful salty aquatic vibe. It's amazing, legitimately. This is Pandora Amorist. If you bought this when it came out, and you haven't worn it in a while, you should seriously check it out again. And finally, this is, in my opinion, one of the best, most powerful, longest lasting, highest quality alternatives to Creed Aventus that you could possibly buy. I'm talking about Dumont's Beau Rouge Spiritus. This fragrance is phenomenal. It is beast mode strong. It's really a very balanced alternative to Creed Aventus. It's not overly smoky, but it is a little smoky. It's not overly sweet where they remove that whole kind of burnt smokiness, but it does have a good bit of sweetness as well. That wonderful pineapple, that kind of tart, not quite green, but aromatic tart sweetness. They absolutely nailed it. Again, very dense oil concentration, so very good performance and excellent quality, as all of the Beau Rouge fragrances are. Again, this is Beau Rouge Spiritus. So that's been 10 of my recommendations for you. Do you have any recommendations for me? Leave them down below in the comments and I will check them out. Thank you for watching. Remember to consider whether the like button has been wasting your money and give it a click either way. Remember to subscribe. I'm Justin. This is SILLAGESCENTS.